with your feet together and just nod your head. It means mutual respect. So that is the Wuchi greeting. So welcome everybody. We are going to start with a hand tapping exercise. So we just start with the hands facing down. It's a great routine to do. Just gently tap or rub. And let's flip the hands and do the opposite, the pinky finger. And if you guys notice, I got Chinese calligraphy. That's something new that I added since we Zoomed last time. Yeah, thank you, you like it. And let's do now the fingertips. Good. We're gonna have a Zoom meeting, or we're gonna meet next week. Usually I do it every other week, alternating with Pathways. Now we interlock the fingers, but Pathways is closed. So I'm free next Wednesday at 10 a.m. So I'm gonna do another session. And we can maybe have it focused maybe on gratitude. Maybe we'll do something different. We'll see what happens. But we will meet next Wednesday as well. That will be December 30th at 10 a.m. All right, good. Getting all that stuff, and now let's do the outside of the hands. Tapping or rubbing. And I am on Instagram, which I don't use as much, but I know younger people do. So I want to reach out to them. And then Facebook, I know I'm live, but I haven't seen anybody come on yet. But eventually they'll watch. All right, now let's do the webs of the hands. So that between the index and then the thumb. Good. And now the other side. Wonderful. I love this hand tapping routine. You can do one of it, all of it. You can do it for a minute. You can take a break for a minute and then just keep repeating it. If you feel like you need it, you should do it. And let's flip the hands, tapping or rubbing. If you do rub in one direction about 3 times and rub in the other direction 3 times. All right, good. Now we're going to do the back of the wrist. So you can have your hands, it feels more comfortable to close them in, but it's okay. Whatever you want to do with your hands. And then let's flip to the other side so that bottom hand becomes lower. The lower hand becomes higher. Just getting all the angles of this hand tapping routine, which you can find on my website, touchingworlds.com/disclaimer. So it's the bottom of the disclaimer site, and it's hand Qigong exercise. It's a PDF file that you can print out or download. Now we're going to do the knuckles, the thumbs, and the palms. Gently tapping or rubbing. This one is good for headaches. So they all have benefits according to Chinese medicine. Moving qi, life force energy or energy, and it's just the physics energy, just how our body, nothing more than that, unless you want it to be more than that, but just really moving. All right, good. So that is the warm up. Good, so welcome. All right, so you can do the sitting or standing. And I'll just do it standing. I will show you the sitting version for people that are doing in a chair, so I'll have my chair close by. But before we begin, I'm going to do a centering move. So feet, if you're standing, feet width apart, knees slightly bent, pelvis slightly tucked in, hips, shoulders, ears in alignment. Imagine a string pulling you up through the ceiling. Hands by your side. If you're in a chair, same thing, that's straight back. Making sure you're, if you can, on the edge of your chair, palms facing inward. And we're just going to center and align ourselves with the earth and with the sky. So this is called Wuchi. So we talked about the Wuchi greeting in the beginning. This is called Wuchi. And this is kind of getting that connection with the heavens and the earth. So you can imagine sinking into the earth and then also feeling uplifted by the sky, all at the same time. And if put the tip of your tongue at the roof of your mouth and have your chin slightly tucked in. I just think I haven't mentioned that earlier. All right, so let's scan our bodies for any tension or stress. So this is a mindful exercise, starting with the top of the head, going down the neck, the shoulders, the elbows, the fingers. We're going to relax and let go of any stress. Then we're going to go down the spine to the hips, to the thighs, the knees, ankles, and the feet. Again, we're going to soften, let go of any tension or stress. Now we're going to pull up beautiful, fresh energy from the earth, coming up through the feet, through the ankles, the knees, the thighs, the hips, the spine, to the hands, the arms, the neck, to the top of the head. And we're just going to feel that complete circle in our body, that connection that's all around us, the stillness from within. And let's set our intention for this practice. Maybe it's to go deeper, to feel happiness, joy, abundance, balance, whatever you need today in this moment. Invite that in, set that intention with this practice. And if your eyes are closed, you can open them and we'll begin with the movements. So we're going to do the Dr. Paul Lamb's warm-up movement. So the hands slowly rise up, drippy fingers. Hands slowly come down, gazing at the floor. And let's do that again. Bring the hands up nice and relaxed. And now we look down, gaze at the floor. And let's do it one more time like this. And have it go down. Good. So now we're going to show you the complete move. This is a neck exercise, so the neck rises up. Then we turn the wrist as we tuck the chin. Then we gently push out, relaxing the neck, and then we look down at the floor. Let's do that again. Bringing the hands up, looking straight ahead, turning the wrist, tucking the chin, turning the wrist out, and now we're gazing at the floor. And let's do that one more time with me talking. If you want to think about your breath, inhale. Exhale as the hand comes closer. Inhale, pushing out. Exhale, coming down. And let's do it 2 more times and I'll be quiet. Good. It's nice to have that quiet. Sometimes I don't do that every time, but I felt like that would be good. We'll do that with the rest of the moves. So the next move is for the neck too. Palms face each other. We drop one hand. We turn the palm inward. We're going to turn our neck about 70 or 60% of our comfort range. And then we come back to center. Hands pass. We open up to the other side, nice and smooth, 60%. And then we come back to center. And let's do it now to the other side. Now we're going to go 80% of our neck comfort. If it's hard to do this move for your shoulder or for whatever reason, just turn your neck nice and slow. And if that's hard to do, just imagine that you're doing it. And we'll do it one more time with me talking to 90%. And we'll do it 2 more times with me being quiet. All right, let's do it 2 more times with me being quiet now, doing however you like to breathe. And we're bringing the hand back to center, relaxing the arms, relaxing the shoulders. Now we're going to move on to the shoulder movement. So we're going to gently rise the shoulders up and down, nice and slow and smooth shoulder rolls. And it doesn't really matter what direction you start because we do both. And one more time. And let's reverse the direction, opposite of what you were doing. So doing it with your breath, nice and slow. And one more time. All right, good. So the next shoulder movement is called Gathering Chi. This one has a name. So we want to have the palms up at our belly button area. If you're standing, you can gently bend your knees. If you're in a chair, you can gently lift your heels as the hands rise. So hands rise up. You can gently straighten your legs if they were, and then let your legs sink down a little bit, or let the heels come down. Hands come down the center. So the hands flip up. Then you inhale, opening up, palms facing the sky. Gather beautiful moisture, right? We're going to get, if you're in Minnesota, we're getting snow today. So imagine capturing that beautiful snowflakes, and we'll do it one more time with me talking, and I'll do it 2 times without me talking. So gathering, taking a deep breath, exhale if you want on the way out. And let's do that 2 more times in quiet. All right, beautiful. That is a wonderful movement to do. Now we move on to the spine movements. And this is a warm-up movement that are Qigong movements from Dr. Paul Land's program. All right, so one hand at the belly button, one at the heart height, and it's a little distance out. So it's not right against your body. So the bottom hand gently rises up, and a forehead height gently pushes up, gently pushes down, and then the hands come back together. Good. Let's do that again. Bottom hand gently rises up, gently pushes up, keeping a bend in the arm, and then bringing the hands back together. Beautiful. And let's do that again. Think about your breath, if you like. Inhale. And then hands turn inward, then we slowly exhale. If that feels awkward for you, do your breathing pattern that feels right for you. Good. And let's do that again. And if you want to think about that deep belly breathing, sometimes I talk about it. I don't think I talked about it today, but breathing in through your nose, relaxing the diaphragm, the deep breathing, and then slowly exhale. All right, so now I'm going to do it 2 more times without talking, so we'll be quiet. Feel that stillness that we have in winter. Beautiful. Now we're going to do a movement. We're going to keep this position with our hands, a little bit out, and one at heart, belly height. Whatever hand or elbows on top is the direction we're going to turn our torso. So if you have any spine issues, listen to your body, but we're just gently turning our torso to line up our nose with our knees. So it's a very small movement, and then we flip the hands, and then we gently carry that ball across to where my nose lines up with the knees again. Now we flip the hands and gently go across. So these are very beautiful, nice, relaxing movements for our spine. Making sure that the fluids go to where they need to go so they can be healthy. And I like to do this movement with my breathing. So gently inhale maybe as the hands switch. Exhale as we turn our torso. Flipping the hands and exhale. And if that pattern of breathing doesn't feel right, do what does feel right. And I'll be quiet for the next 2 more. right, good. So that was for the spine. Now we're moving on to the hips. So I'm going to sit in a chair so that you can see it 2 different ways of doing it. And let me just turn the screen a tiny bit more up. Okay, so we're going to, first I'll do it in a chair. So if you're sitting, just lift your foot out, then bring the foot back in. So on the edge of your chair, preferably, because you can't really see, but I'm on the edge. And then we're going to lift the hands up nice and slow, up and down. Now we do the other foot, bringing that foot out, and then bringing it back in, and then have the hands go up and down. Good. So keep doing that. If you're in a chair, if you are standing, we gently start with a foot in front, and I just realized the recording there doesn't see the foot, but you want to imagine your foot's in front with the heel, hands in the back. Then we come to the center, and then we put the ball of the foot, heel almost touching, hands in the front. We come back to the center, heel in the front, hands in the back. That's considered one. We'll do that again, pausing. Now the foot in the back, hands in front, pausing, and then the heel in front. We'll do that one more time with that one leg, and then we come to the center again, and then heel in front. So now we're going to switch to the other foot, and then in the chair, just doing that same routine that you've been doing. So heel in the front, hands in the back for balance, center, ball of the foot, heel almost touches, back to center, and heel in front. That's one. We'll do that again. I know we do 2 in silence, but it's kind of harder when I do that with the chair. And then doing it in the center, and the hands in front. Coming to the center again, and the heel in front. And we'll do it one more time, keeping that leg bent with the one with the weight in it. Back to center, and then the heel in front. All right, so that is the hip movement. We can do it 2 times in silence. So what do we do? I'm going to do it 2 times in each leg in silence. And if in a chair, you keep doing it too. And I'm going to actually go all the way straight through with the movement. So if you don't need to pause, don't need to, then don't. I'm not going to do that. I'll show you what it looks like without it. So we'll do 2 each leg, and I'll be quiet. And the other leg. All right, good. So that is for the hips. Now we do another movement for the hips in a chair. It's pretty straightforward. You sit down, you lift the foot to the side, foot is straight to the front if you can't see it, putting it back, lifting the other foot, and bringing it back in. The hand movements are the same, sitting or standing, so I'll explain it to you while I'm sitting. Palm goes straight out, faces the earth. Okay, so not to the side, straight out. Hand goes across near the elbow, not touching. And then we lift the opposite leg and gently imagine pushing against a wall. You might feel your tummy muscles get tighter. Then relax, and we do it to the other side. Gently press and let go. So now let's do that standing. It's basically the same thing. We just lift the foot, keeping that foot straight out, and then gently press, bringing the foot in and relaxing. So let's do that a few times together, and we'll do it in silence. You know, I think about the winter solstice as the time to be quiet, right? Listen to the earth, listen to ourselves. So I feel like that's a good sacred thing to do right now. Letting go. And let's do it one more time with me talking. And if you want to think about your breath, inhale as you press. Exhale as you release. Inhale as you press. And release. Okay, so I'll be quiet now. extra silence, especially at this time of year. Okay, so now we're moving on to the knees. We make empty hollowed fists. That means basically you can see through them. And it looks like, oh good, I got my friend Kathy watching on Facebook. So shout out to you. All right, so if you're in a chair, we make the empty hollowed fist either sitting or standing. And I'm gonna show you in a chair first. Feet are in a V, and I just noticed because my Zoom, you can't see my feet completely. All right, so you're gonna lift the foot, tap it on the ground, opposite arm goes out like a punch, but just not like a punch. It's nice and slow. We bring it both back in at the same time. So we want that synchronous movement, gently bringing the foot and the arm out, gently bringing it in. If you're in a chair, you may kick with the pointed toe or heel first. You know, get a little stretching in, and so there's several different options in a chair. If you're standing, we're that same thing, that vertical alignment, knees bent, hips tucked in, hands by your hips, feet in a V. We lift the one foot, we tap it down, opposite arm goes out. Then we bring both back in, and then we do it to the other side. Tap and extend the arm. Good. If you are standing and you feel comfortable, you may do a low kick, but only if you feel comfortable and it's a low kick. All right, good. Let's do it one more time with me talking. You can think about your breath. Inhale. As you extend your arm, exhale as it comes out. And I'll do it 2 more times with me quiet. Good job. The next movement for the knees is lifting the foot, putting the heel and toe down if you're in a chair, and then you gently lean a little bit forward, opposite arm comes out. Then you bring both back in, and you do it to the other side, heel toe, extending the opposite arm, and then bringing it back in. Good. And if you're in a standing position, same starting position, knees bent, feet in a V. We lift the foot, place it down, heel toe, extend the opposite arm, bringing it back in. So we actually shift the weight when you're standing. Heel toe, check. Is it icy? No? Okay, then shift your weight. Let's do that again, heel toe, shifting. Then we gently come back. So it's about being mindful with our stepping. All right, if you like to do it with your breathing, heel toe, extend right, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Let's do it 2 more times without me talking. All right, beautiful. The next we do the ankles. For the ankles, you can do it standing or sitting. Since I'm standing, I'll just do that. You can put your hands on your belly if that feels comfortable. If it doesn't, it's okay. And we want to tap the heel and toe up and down. Heel and toe. And then we switch sides, doing the other one, heel and toe. And that one we don't really do in silence because we don't do it like in repetition of 3 or 5. Just tap it for a little while. And the next movement is big toe, little toe. You're only moving the ankle, and unfortunately, Zoom people can see me on Instagram, but the other people can't. But it's big toe, little toe without moving the knee or the ankles. It's a pretty tough move if you're doing it for the first time. All right, and the other foot. All right. So that is Dr. Paul Lamb's warm-up routine, which is Qigong. So that's what this class that I do for free on the internet and Zoom and YouTube. It's a collective Qigong experience. So I call it Tai Chi, Touching Worlds Together. All right, so the next one, I'd like to do a move that I just did recently with Sola Towers. He's a Taoist teacher and insight timer. So we want to just gently rub our hands, and it's a slightly different move, and we'll do some of the Spring Forest Qigong as well, because I am a certified teacher in Spring Forest Qigong, group leader, they call it. All right, so we want to rub our hands at least 36 times, getting between the fingers, because that's where a lot of the acupuncture points start, between the fingers. So as you can see, I can get a little bit closer. And then we're going to put them above our eyes. So when we've done it about 36 times, which I haven't counted, but I imagine it's about a good 20 seconds at least. And then we're going to put all that beautiful energy, put it in front of your eyes, holding it there. And then also now do it with your eyes rolling in a circle. So imagine moving your eyes in a circle behind the hands, about 9 times in one direction. And keeping a little bit of difference, and I'll do it the other direction. I don't think you can see my eye moving, but I just want to show you kind of the distance. Feeling that heat and tingling maybe from our hands rubbing together and our chi, life force energy. And bringing the hands together. So that is a wonderful eye exercise to do, sending good energy to your eyes. So think of rubbing your hands 36 times, trying to keep the fingers a little bit open so you can get that energy. And then just holding it in front of the eyes, and then practice rolling the eyes. So I always like to show stuff that are new each week. All right, so let's do a little tapping routine. So let's start with the between where the eyebrows start. We want to do tapping 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Below the eye sockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can cup your head, start from the front to back. And you want a little hollow space between your hands. So if you haven't done that before, a little cupping. And now let's rub our ears, starting from the top to the bottom, pulling the earlobe down, starting from the top, going down, and pulling the earlobe. Good. Let's do that one more time. And let's do some cupping on the arms. So let's do the inner arm, elbow. So doing that with the left arm first. I'm not going to reverse it, but do your left arm first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Other arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's good. Now let's cup the inside of the arms, starting with the inside first, from the shoulder to the wrist, flipping it over. And we do it about 3 times. You can do it 9 times here if you want, but generally for a recording, I just do about 3. Let's do that one more time on this arm. Getting that good energy. And then let's do the other arm, starting with the inside first, then the outside. This is good for the lung and the heart channel. The inside is the lung, and the outside is the heart. And I think that was 3, but let's do it one more time because I didn't cue you. Okay, good. So that is a little different cupping, tapping routine. I know we could do a little breathing exercise, breathing of the universe. It's a common move done with Spring Forest Qigong, and we can do that also together now. So I'm not going to do the whole traditional way they start the things. I just want to show you the individual movement. But this is called breathing of the universe. So standing, making sure our knees are bent, pelvis is tucked in, that vertical alignment is really important. Or in a chair, on the edge of your chair. Breathing with the elbows out, opening up the hands, and then gently bringing the hands together. So we open up, leading with the elbows, inhale, And then hands slowly come together. Inhale, feeling that beautiful breath. And exhale. Imagine you're breathing all that energy from the stars energy, right? All the planets that are aligning. I know I didn't get to see any. But you're slowly bringing in that energy into your body, into your center. Nice, slow, and smooth and controlled. These are one of the principles of Tai Chi is slow, smooth, continuous movement. And that's the same with Qigong as well. You can do tapping, but nice and slow. And let your body feel that connection with the earth and with yourself. It's a good time to notice maybe what you're feeling inside. Feeling joyful, feeling relaxed, knowing that everything will be okay. Maybe it's a good time to ask your heart what your heart is feeling. See if your heart has anything it wants to say as you reflect on, the holidays coming up. And if you want, you can maybe bend your knees up and down a little bit if you're standing. As the hands expand, the leg straightens. As the hands come together, the knees bend a little bit more. But if you do bend your knees, make sure you can always see your toes. You don't want to go too far. And the thing about spring force Qigong movements, they do one movement for several minutes. So again, listen to your heart. See what your heart has to say as you celebrate the solstice perhaps, or Hanukkah, or Christmas, or the New Year, or Kwanzaa. Maybe it's feeling joy. Maybe it's sadness. And letting yourself feel what you need to feel. All right. You can easily do this movement for a long time and go deeper with it. But let's do it 2 more times. Bringing the hands together, holding that beautiful energy between our hands. Maybe you feel it, maybe you don't, but imagine it's there. All right, and then if you want, you can put it in your front of your hip body. One right hand first for ladies, left hand first for men, other hand on top. And just centering yourself as you feel that beautiful relaxation. Very nice, relaxing move, isn't it? All right, good. So let's, I know there's also, we did kind of a tapping routine and stuff like that. So let's do the Dr. Paul Lamb's closing movements. And so that is with tapping of the thighs. So if you've been standing, you might not be used to all the standing. And if it's hard to crisscross, then you can do it straight on, but it's good if you can do opposites. It's good for the brain, it's good for your organs. They get a little massage as you turn, a little stretch. Gets the blood flow going, good. All right, there's 2 versions of this that I liked. I want to do the traditional way. So if you're in a chair, you lift your heels. If you're standing, you go on the ball of your feet. And you gently tighten your hands, tighten up your tummy, and you inhale. And then we exhale, letting it all go, open up our hands. So to me, this reminds me of like pulling weeds. You're pulling some grass, and then you let it go. So maybe you're pulling up things that you maybe don't like, and then you let it go. Trust the process of life. Inhale, tightening up, feeling what you need to feel, letting go, and know that it's on its way. It's just temporary. And let's do it one more time. All right, good. Now there's another variation. Hands are crisscross. So if you have any pain in your hands or you can't do that movement, this is another version. So we open up the hands, open up the wrist, go on the balls of your feet, bring the hands back in, and doing the same thing. Opening up. I call this the flying eagle because I do it nice and slow. You could do it faster. I've seen people do it like you're skiing, like imagine skiing, but I like to do it slow and imagine I'm an eagle or a bird opening its wings and flying. Bring the hands back in, trusting life, opening up, and then exhaling, bringing it back in. It's a cycle of life, opening and receiving. And let's do that one more time. All right, good. Let's do the last movement. This is a closing move Dr. Paul Lamb does. This is one we did for the shoulders in the beginning called Gathering Qi. So hands are upright at your belly height. Open up. Gathering beautiful moisture, rain, or snow, and gently pull it into the body. Nice and slow. Good. Little resistance, like you're in a jar of honey. So imagine you're collecting beautiful fragrance from a flower. And you're turning that fragrance into beautiful honey for our body. Nourishment. Feed the soul with fragrance. And now inhale, gathering beautiful oxygen. Bringing it slowly into your body for nourishment. And let's do that again. Gathering beautiful sunlight. It's not here today in Minnesota, but we had it once last week. And one last time, gathering beautiful feelings of joy and harmony, bringing that to our bodies as we feel that beauty within us. All right, good job, you guys. I'm looking at it's about 40 minutes almost. I try to do 40 minutes. So I'm going to bring the feet together and we'll do the salute, which is the Wuchi salute. So right hand's a fist, representing strength. Fingers together, friendship. Thumb bent, humility. Together, mean with a bowed head, means mutual respect. And if you want to lift your elbows, you can. So that's the Wuchi greeting.